Hi guys, you've made it to the end of week 7. We've been learning from home for 35 school days and that is wild. All right guys, so you probably noticed I have not been posting a video every single day, and that's just because the learning from home assignments are going to look a little different for everybody. So in the district packet, you need to be reading for 30 minutes and writing about what you've read and record that each day. You need to do 30 minutes of math practice. That could be on Freckle, on Prodigy, on MobyMax, flashcards, playing a game with Sidewalk Chalk, whatever you are doing to practice math, and you need to record that. And then completing an act of kindness every day and recording that. So you might be reading something different than what anyone else is reading. I also created this digital lesson plan. And so each day has clickable links and it outlines exactly what you could do each day. It's going to be probably a little longer than 30 minutes per lesson, but you could also pick and choose within the options. And it's going to just go a little deeper and cover a little bit more content than the more open options. And if you have any questions with that, just reach out to me directly and I can help. I can make a video explaining something. I can send you a link to something. I can just answer your questions. Like, I am here to help you guys with that. One thing that I want to point out that I shared with you earlier this week is something's going on called Harry Potter at Home, which, as you guys know, I'm very much in support of. And so people are reading out the various chapters in Harry Potter. So this week was chapter 1, read by Daniel Radcliffe. And I sent that out to you, and there are ebook versions available. There's audiobooks. So I would definitely recommend diving into that story as a family. It's a really special one, and it is really fun. I'm enjoying listening to it because I've read it aloud to a lot of third grade classes, but I've never listened to it before. So it's been fun for me. I realize that you guys are probably curious what's going on with Ivan, Stella, Ruby, and Bob. So we're going to jump back in with the one and only Ivan. Knowing. Before Mac, before Bob, even before Ruby, I know that Stella is gone. I know it the way you know that summer is over and winter is on its way. I just know. Stella once teased me that elephants are superior because they feel more joy and more grief than apes. Your gorilla hearts are made of ice, Ivan, she said, her eyes glittering. Ours are made of fire. Right now, I would give all the yogurt raisins in all the world for a heart made of ice. 5 men. Bob heard from a rat, a reliable sort, that they tossed Stella's body into a garbage truck. It took 5 men and a forklift. Comfort. All day I try to comfort Ruby, but what can I say? That Stella had a good and happy life? That she lived as she was meant to live? That she died with those who loved her most nearby? At least the last is true. Crying. Julia cries all evening while her father sweeps and mops and dusts and cleans the toilets. When George sees Mac, he runs to him. I can only hear a few of his words. Bet, should have, wrong. Mac shrugs. His shoulders droop. He leaves without a word. When George wipes the fingerprints off my glass, his cheeks are wet. He doesn't meet my eyes. The one and only Ivan. When all the humans have left, I send Bob to check on Ruby. How is she? I ask when he returns. She was shivering, Bob says. I tried to cover her with hay, and I told her not to worry because you were going to save her. I glare at him. You told her that? You promised Stella. Bob lowers his head. I wanted to make the kid feel better. I shouldn't have made that promise, Bob. I point to Stella's domain. For a moment, it seems like I've forgotten how to breathe. I wanted to make Stella happy, I guess. But I can't save Ruby. I can't even save myself. I flop onto my back. The cement is always cold, but tonight it hurts. Bob leaps onto my belly. You are the one and only Ivan, he says, mighty silverback. He licks my chin, and he's not even checking for leftovers. Say it, Bob commands. I look away. Say it, Ivan. I don't answer, so Bob licks my nose until I can't stand it any longer. I am the one and only Ivan, I mutter, and don't you ever forget it, he says. When I gaze at the food court skylight, the moon Stella loved is shrouded in clouds. Once upon a time. All night, Ruby moans and sniffles. I pace my domain. I don't want to fall asleep in case she needs something. Ivan, says Bob gently, get some sleep, please, for your sake, and for mine. Bob can't sleep unless he is on my stomach. I hear a stirring. Ivan? Ruby calls. I rush to my window. Ruby, are you all right? I miss Aunt Stella, Ruby sobs, and I miss my mom and my sisters and my aunts and cousins too. I know, I say, because it's all I can think of. Ruby sniffles. I can't sleep. Do you know any stories the way Aunt Stella did? Not really, I admit. Stories were Stella's specialty. Tell me a story about when you were little, Ruby pleads. She puts her trunk between the bars. Please, Ivan? I scratch the back of my head. I don't remember things, Ruby, I admit. It's true, Bob says, trying to be helpful. Ivan has a terrible memory. He's the opposite of an elephant. Ruby lets out a long, shivery breath. Oh, well, that's okay. Night, Ivan and Bob. I listen to Ruby's soft sobs for long, horrible minutes. Then I hear myself saying, once upon a time, there was a gorilla named Ivan. And slowly and deliberately, I try to remember. All right, that is where we are going to be leaving Ivan for today. I will post another video probably in a couple of days, and we'll keep reading our story. If you need anything or have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask, and I hope you have a good weekend.